Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson, man. And in today's video, we're going to be bringing you guys my post-game reaction to the Dallas Cowboys losing to the San Francisco 49ers, man. Again, 2 years in a row, man, that we lost to this team. You know, what it just boils down to at the end of the day was with the same problems that we had with Dak Prescott coming out in the second half, him turning the ball over way too much. This is what ultimately cost us the game, was that interception he threw to Lance Lenoir earlier in the game, and that other pick that he threw to end the first half, essentially, because like I said, 4 points was wasted off the board. An extra point got blocked, and then Dak Prescott forced that error throw right there after. And when he threw that second interception, he threw it seconds after they called it out. Tony Pollard on the field, no excuses at all. Dak Prescott played a horrible game again. Shout out to the 49ers. They played amazing on defensively, man, and we did great defensively as well. So let me go over the stats real quick. Let me go over the Cowboys. Like I said, Dak was 23 of 37, 206 yards, a touchdown with 2 picks that cost you the game. Then Zeke Elliott was 10 carries of 26 yards. He had to be your lead back when Tony Pollard unfortunately went down with that knee knee injury, ankle injury. Looked to be a high ankle sprain. Dak Prescott was 4 carries of 22 yards. CeeDee Lamb was 2 of 6. CeeDee Lamb did his thing today, man. He balled out, showed us that he was that #1 wide receiver. 10 catches, 117 yards. No touchdowns. Dalton Schultz was 5 of 27 with a touchdown. Noah Brown was 2 of 21. T.Y. Hilton was 1 of 15. Tony Pollard was 2 of 11. And Kevontae Turpin had that last catch to end the game. And then we kept trying to use Zeke Elliott in the pass game, which was annoying to me. But Brock Purdy, pedestrian game. He did what he was supposed to. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't cost the Niners like how Dak Prescott did. He was 19 of 29, 214 yards. Elijah Mitchell was 14 carries of 51. CMC was 10 of 35. Debo was 4 of 11. Brock Purdy was 3 of 8. And Kyle Juszczyk was 1 of 8. George Kittle balled out today, 5 catches for 95 yards. Debo was 4 catches for 45. Brandon Ayuk was 2 of 26. And Juwan Jennings was 2 of 26 as well. And Christian McCaffrey was 6 catches of 22 yards. Fern Warner had a crucial interception that was caused by the deflection off of Jimmy Ward. That's what cost us 3 points right there. Lenoir had another interception. That was the first interception that Dak Prescott threw. And that was when Michael Gallup threw a horrible route. And Michael Gallup didn't even try to come and fight back for the ball. But Dak Prescott still was ignorant for throwing the ball because that made no sense at all. Ultimately, like I said, 3 things cost you this game. 1, all of Dak Prescott's mistakes by him throwing 2 interceptions. One directly straight into the hands of Lenoir. Second one was bat off in field goal range after he just had picked, even though he just had picked up the 4th and 7, or the 4th and 4, he ran for the first down slide, everything like that. And then, he still turned the ball over. And this is the things that I was seeing in my live stream. You guys want to go double check and go back. I said it's always a little things that get you caught in this divisional round matchup. And unfortunately, it was our player, Dak Prescott, turning the ball over twice. But what really hurt us was him throwing that interception to end out the first half. And then also that 3rd down that we have, where we had a punt. And, eventually after the punt, we made it 9-9 after Kelvin Joseph had caused that fumble. But the play prior to that, if Dak Prescott looked, because he was looking for CeeDee Lamb, if he just looks to his left, he has T.Y. Hilton on that first down. Let me keep the drive going. And I said in our keys was to score early and often, and scoring touchdowns was going to force the Niners to have to make Brock Purdy throw the ball and beat you, man. We did ultimately, defense did their thing today, man. They played well for 3.5 quarters, even the 4 quarters, but they just started to wear it down towards the end, and that's when the Niners leaned on that running game and ran us out the building, man, which continuously becomes a constant concern with us now. This game is over. Now your championship games next Sunday are going to be Bills and Chiefs, Eagles and Niners. Who am I rooting for? The Eagles and Niners. I don't care. I don't like neither of them. Hope that game goes into it's a tie. Neither of them can go to the Super Bowl. But for real though, it should be a really, really good game between those two. I'm really intrigued to see what Jalen Hurts is going to do with a lockdown defense and with the Niners being able to run the ball. It's going to be really intriguing to see next week. I'm not even going to front y'all. I'm pissed. I'm really, really pissed, man. And I don't know what you're going to do moving forward because now we head into the portion of now we're in the off season. Now what are you going to do if you're the Dallas Cowboys, man? And there are a lot of contracts that are coming up, and I don't know our situation right now. The salary cap. I'm pretty sure we're up there in terms of like we're like middle of the pack. We're like in the middle of the pack when it comes in terms of salary cap. So players that are up for contracts are Donovan Wilson, Terrence Steele. I'm just going off the top of my head right now. Terrence Steele, Tony Pollard, who just hurt himself. So I don't know if you're going to franchise tag him or try to see if you can get him on a cheap deal. I don't know. You still got to figure out what you got to do with Zeke because to me, Zeke is done. This is it for Zeke, and I don't see him on this team next year, especially with the cap hit that he brings, and especially since we save a lot of money by cutting him, with him being a post-June 1st cut. We got to pay this man, Michael Parsons, not this season, not 2023, but 2024. We got to look into doing that. Trayvon Diggs is going to be up for a contract. CeeDee Lamb is going to be up for a contract. So, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you just took an L in the divisional round matchup against the 49ers. You got a lot of questions moving forward. Is Tyron Smith going to want to come back? Is he going to retire? What are you going to do with the offensive line? Because now if Tyron Smith does decide to retire, Terrence Steele's not going to be able to come back the first game of the season, especially since he tore his ACL in that Houston Texans game, which I think was like the fourth to the last game of the season. So he tore his ACL in December. Same thing with Michael Gallup. I really hope they don't try to rush him back. But if Tyron Smith comes back, I think you might want to draft interior and draft you a left guard. Or maybe you want to draft you another tackle and move Tyler Smith inside. Another thing you want to do is offensively, what you want to do on the outside with the receivers, because Dalton Schultz most likely is going to hit the free agency market. That's another thing I forgot to touch on. He is also a free agent. We have him on a franchise tag. So what are the Dallas Cowboys going to do there? Or are they just going to roll with Ferguson, Hendershot, then draft another tight end and just let Dalton Schultz hit free agency, and then they're just going to see if they can get a compensatory pick, which I think that's what they're going to do with a couple of these guys. They're going to see if they can get nice compensatory picks for them, because that's what we normally do. Van Der Esch, that's another guy who's up for a contract. If you're the Dallas Cowboys, same thing. Are you going to sign him to a contract? Because he's been really inconsistent. He played really well for you in the back half last year. He played well for you this year. He balled out his first year, but his second year and the third year into the league were really inconsistent. So basically, you just have a lot of contract disputes coming up. Everyone's going to trash Dak Prescott. I don't blame him. He played horrible in this game, but ultimately he's not going anywhere. A lot of people do not like Dak Prescott regardless, and I'm pretty sure this isn't going to change a lot of people's minds. But for the people that hate Dak Prescott and feel like we should cut him, we can't, because we're already tied into his contract. We can't trade him. We're tied into a contract. And if any of you guys say, oh, well, trade him, give him to the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick with the Texans, draft Stroud or Young, I don't want us to restart all over again with a brand new quarterback. I don't want to go that route. It's ignorant. There's no reason for us to do it anyway. It makes no sense for us to start all over again with a whole new quarterback. Plus, you have to give up a lot of draft compensation to even get up from where you're at right now. Let me check Tankathon real quick, and I can tell you where you're at. I don't have the proper NFL sheet to show you how much it will cost you. But with your L today, you are 27th. You're going to pick 27th in the draft. So what that means for you is, even if some people say, oh, well, go all the way up to 1, I don't think Chicago wants to move out of the top 5. I don't think Houston's going to want to get out of the top 5. Neither does Zona, Indianapolis, Seattle maybe, but still, I just think they have a lot of issues as well. Vegas, so you can't even trade up even if you wanted to in the top 10, because I don't see nobody in the top 10 that's wanting to trade out, and I don't see you doing a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles at 10 because they own New Orleans' pick. So you have a lot of questions going into the off season, and I will have off season videos coming forward. I'm still going to push out content. I'm probably going to do, I might do preview videos for the AFC Championship, and because I pay attention close enough to these NFL teams to still give critical reviews and everything like that on them as well. So it's going to be really intriguing, like I said, moving forward for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not the one to fire everybody. You're most likely going to lose Dan Quinn in a head coaching position. If you do lose Dan Quinn, you might want to promote George Edwards, linebackers coach. You might want to promote Al Harris, your DB's coach, maybe the defensive coordinator, maybe. I'm not fine with Mike McCarthy. He's the first coach since Jim Johnson to bring us to 2 straight 12-win seasons. So it doesn't make sense for us to fire him, because then we're going to go back in the market looking for another head coach. But if Dallas is in that market of getting rid of Mike McCarthy, which I'm telling you now, they shouldn't. But if you do get rid of him, I'm not giving up picks for a Sean Payton. So you might want to look into getting D'Amico Ryans, the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, if you do plan on moving on from Mike McCarthy. But if you do move on from Mike McCarthy, I am advising that you clean house. Kellen Moore got to go. If that's Jerry Jones' plan, he's very upset, understandably so. But if you're going to clean house, if you're going to fire the head coach, clean house. If you want to keep Dan Quinn, keep Dan Quinn. But yeah, man, that's about it for the video. Prayers up for both the Niners and the Cowboys. Hopefully everyone, they're healthy. The Niners are going into the next round versus the Eagles. And prayers up for Tony Pollard, man. Hopefully he's still able to get his bag in the offseason. I know that sucked for him, man. I know that really sucked, because he was having an outstanding year, and he was on his last year of his rookie deal, and he was looking for a contract extension. Yeah, man, that's about it. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.